Time to unbox and review my first figure from Elite Series 122, that being none other than Andrade. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to episode 131 of Deadman's Deliveries. As I said, this is my first unboxing and review of a figure from series 122, sorry. I said that like I'd bought any of the others. Haven't, albeit I do plan on getting Brutus and Julius Creed at some point. The Stone Cold is a really nice figure. Damian Priest, maybe. EO Sky, if I want to start collecting women's figures, which I'm tempted to, she'd be probably one of the first on the list. Anyway, we're going to get into Andrade because he is the only figure that I've bought from the set. Mainly because I pre-ordered him from Smith's because I saw that I think some pre-orders in America weren't going to be getting fulfilled because he basically just left WWE at that time. So stuff was up in the air. We weren't sure if we were getting the figure. So I thought, shit, I better pre-order it just in case. So yeah, we're gonna just have him spinning around as we show off some of the interchangeable hands, which is a set of fists. So nothing really to write home about there. And then we get into the other accessories, which are a bit more unique. Starting off with the speed title, which is very interesting. It's a title that's not really televised. It was only ever on X, formerly known as Twitter, but I think they've cancelled that now, right? Because it wasn't doing very well. Quite an interesting concept. Matches only lasting 3 minutes. Some were really cool, but it's not a great concept when you know it can only last 3 minutes. So for the most part, you know it's going to finish in 3 minutes, which isn't dead interesting, but a 3-minute wrestling match is kind of quite cool. So yeah, here's the speed title, which you've got the WWE side plate. It's quite an interesting shape, and then you have like the speedometer at the top. Speed, it just says speed champion, but you've got all the different colors there, which is quite a cool belt, quite a cool shape. I don't know if anyone's got this in the PIC-FED, in a PIC-FED at all. I don't know why you'd have that a speed division or something like that, but quite interesting. And then getting on into this, which I thought was just a black mask. The lighting's not great here. I apologize for that. It's like sort of it looks like a skeleton, it's got teeth on it. It looks kind of like Black Panther as well, like a Black Panther mask. But it's actually got Andrade's ponytail coming out the back of it, which is quite cool. I thought this was going to be a mask that just went over the top of his head, but I suppose his head is quite a large one, as heads go. So to get a mask over the top would be quite tricky. A couple episodes ago, I unboxed the From the Vault Series 4 Bray Wyatt and Elite 120 Joe Gacy. If you want to watch that, it'll be up here. And the Joe Gacy figure actually came with a mask that went over, just goes over the head. And I was actually expecting it to be one of these, like a full-on interchangeable head. Because I'd already unboxed this figure. I unboxed this a while ago because I got it for Christmas and I'm only just getting around to doing a proper unboxing. This is how it looks on, which it doesn't look terrible, but it looks a bit out of place. As you can see in the promotional reference picture, he has a jacket which they have just chosen not to use, which I suppose, yeah. The speed title is a unique one, so it's more expensive because they've had to make a whole new title. But personally, I would much rather have had the jacket than the speed title, because who gives a about the speed title. But anyway, you got the plain black boots, you got the blue, the white, and the black trousers / pants. White pockets on the back, blue designs going all the way up to like the right calf and shin, up the left shin, white along the back on the calf, black around the knees. It's quite hard to sum up this figure, but you got the white with like the silver detailing going around some of that, and then you got the silver pockets which is quite cool. It's quite a basic figure for the most part. It's decent new torso, I think, for Andrade. Nice mask, but as I said, I really would like the jacket. But the head scan on him is pretty decent. Um, it's okay. It's just like quite a measured head scan, like a slight smirk, but he looks fairly neutral. So it's a nice figure. It's nothing crazy, and I'm glad to have an updated Andrade. This is my only other Andrade. Albeit there was another why? See, that's why you need an updated Andrade, because this figure never stood great. But it was a cool figure, the banana gear. But it's from Elite 74, so no interchangeable. Sorry, no double jointed arms, which is the big selling point to these figures for me these days. Like getting guys that have came out before, if they're not necessarily the better figure, they've got interchangeable. Double jointed arms, so it does make them worthwhile. So yeah, I'm glad to get an upgrade because I don't have any of the AEW figures. I don't know how many AEW figures he got. Obviously, he's probably going to get another one because he's back in AEW. No one knows what's going on with that guy, but seems to be primed for a title shot at the minute. I might get into AEW and try and watch AEW more because WWE is it's just god awful, isn't it? It is. That's all you can really say about it these days. 3 Saudi pay-per-views this year now. They're going to end up selling it to Saudi at some point, but there's another video in there, so I won't get into it too much. But yeah, this is a decent figure. I'd give it like a 7.5 to an 8 out of 10. Obviously, if it had the jacket, it would have been much better. I think with the jacket, it's a really, really solid figure. I mean, it is anyway, but with the jacket, it'd basically be the perfect Andrade figure, maybe another interchangeable head. I'm not too fussed about the mask. I think the mask without the jacket looks a bit stupid. Hopefully, I can find a jacket from someone that would make sense. Maybe just a plain white one if you've got a plain white jacket on anyone. I'm actually thinking the Drew McIntyre Survivor Series long blue and black one would work quite well. Now that I look at it, I'm just going to try this out because I've just looked at this Tony D and thought that blue jacket might work, albeit it has TD on it. I'm not gonna now put Tony D'Angelo and Andrade in a faction just so he can wear this. But if I was a really good customizer or like sewer or something, you could probably make something work because on the back it's got the Italian design, but Italy isn't a million miles away from Mexico flag wise. I don't know if it's the other configuration, but I'm just gonna put this on to see how this looks. Obviously it'll be a bit out of place, but if it looks cool, it looks cool, and I might just rock it because I'm not overly bothered about the TD showing because you can hide that, you can hide the stuff on the back, or you can just think of it as a brand. It's Italian. A lot of brands are Italian. Maybe Andrade. I don't know. I don't know what the canon for that could even be. But maybe he just went on holiday to Italy or now he went to Italy and now they call him the Don. TD, the Don. But it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't look terrible. To be fair, this is how it looks on. Obviously, it's got the Italy flag on there, but I don't think it looks too bad. Obviously, it's not anything like what he really wears, but I think it kind of works. I'm gonna keep it on there for now, but yeah, that's all from me for today. So, thanks for watching. If you think that looks cool, let me know. If you don't, also let me know. If you think it looks stupid, then that'd help as well. But yeah, what can you do? I mean, you could put the yellow one on there and just say, fuck it. But it'd look a bit sort of out of place. But at least it would be Andrade's and not Tony D'Angelo's. But yeah, that's it's a thinker. I'll try and see if I've got any other accessories any other jackets or stuff I could put on there to work for that. But yeah, that's all from me for today. So if you've enjoyed, leave a like, comment, subscribe, hype the video, turn your notifications on, all that good stuff, or just a couple of them, or none of them. It's up to you, really. Hopefully I'll see you next time. Goodbye.